Yeah, I'm back with a stream, but my Twitch is not even starting. Dota or Twitch is start now. What happened to Dota? Dota is also try to reconnect. Something wrong with that router, guys. Done. We're back. We're back in a game.
क्या खेला LGT? What the fuck? सुनाई दे रहा है? हेलो
हाँ दे रहा है.
तेरा स्ट्रीम स्टार्ट हुआ?
हाँ हो गया.
देख
जीत गया क्या LGD?
हाँ जीत गया. क्या पुश किया मदर जात. एक जगह पे मतलब वॉललॉक कल्टी ने पूरा गेम पलट डाला. एकदम धड़ाक से एकदम 14 के 18 के में चले गए एकदम. कोई ये नहीं था ना उनके पास, कोई बायबैक नहीं था, एकदम खत्म कर दिया गया.
भैंस की आँख.
अच्छा मतलब बहुत अच्छा खेला उन लोगों ने. और अब मेन इवेंट बहुत टाइम लगेगा ना शुरू होने में.
address the issue, and
2:30 बजे.
that's why LGD could have so much impact in the mid game.
ये बड़ा प्रॉब्लम हो जाता है लोअर
PSG,
ब्रैकेट से.
LGD, a lot of people expected them to go through the upper bracket all the way. They've still made it to the end. Do you think that they're up for the task as they move on to the grand finals?
Yeah, I think so. The series against OG was incredibly close, so I'm expecting this to be a close finals as well. But I think LGD has gained some valuable experience. And something from the second game of the series that I think is going to be really important going into the finals is that LGD rediscovered a couple of heroes. When you go into best of fives, you need to sometimes get creative, have a bit of a bigger repertoire, and picking up this Warlock and Luna that I think we haven't even seen on the main stage from any team in any game. They pick them together, they win a key game,
बड़ा बात है वो जो वॉललॉक
that might
कल्टी
be
जब पड़ा ना,
gives them a bit of an
तेरा
edge going
हुंगा
up against
कल्टी
OG
नहीं
later.
था.
Let's talk about those heroes in specific and also in general. The strategy you talked about. I mean, do you think this is something that PSG LGD has always had prepared, or is
कोई
this something
मिस
that
नहीं,
they just
एकदम
discovered in the past day?
4-5
I
पड़ा
think
एकदम पूरा टीम नॉकआउट.
when you're in these positions and you start learning more and more about specific heroes and pairings, you just end up trying to counter them with an old idea you can rediscover.
All right, well, let's hear from the winners themselves. They're moving on to the grand finals. It's Casey with Chalice.
And joining us as well is Helen to help out with the translation. Congratulations, Chalice. 2 dominating games in this series. How did this feel for you? This is your first time playing at TI.
非常恭喜2盘就是很有实力的局。你是第一次打 TI， 你现在感觉如何呢？
说实话跟平时
BO3 मतलब क्या है?
差不太多吧。
Best of 3.
To be honest, it's about the same as other tournaments.
Just another day playing Dota.
就是跟平时打 Dota 一样。
没有跟平时打比赛一
ये
样。
सीखना पड़ेगा. चाइना में नेक्स्ट ईयर होने वाला है.
Every day with the tournament.
साला कितना कंफ्यूजन होगा मालूम है चाइना में अगर ये होगा.
बट एक चीज तू आज मानेगा ना, तूने बोला था कि
感觉这个场馆就是你的主场，那么多粉丝帮你加油，有什么想跟
चूतिया
粉
टीम
丝
है
说呢？
LGD.
चूतिया नहीं है ये,
चाइना
गलत
मतलब ही चूतिया.
ये मेरे
चूतिया लोगों से भरा पड़ा है.
चूतिया ये क्या मतलब?
Thank you.
क्या है?
Grand finals
China
coming
से
up next.
बर्बाद.
You're facing OG. This is a
Country
bit
और
of a
कोई नहीं
rematch.
है.
Any lessons from group stage that you're
ये
going
जब
to be
मैच
bringing with you,
होते
do you
हैं,
think?
ठीक है, वो स्टेडियम में तो
就
वो
要去打
टीवी
总
पे
决
लगा
赛
होता है,
了，
वो
这
चार
也是一个
स्क्रीन
复
वाला
仇
जो
战吧。
चार
有
साइड
没
से
有
देखा
在小
जाता
组
है,
赛准
तो
备
ये लोग ऊपर देख के समझ नहीं पाते.
一些事情，就是之
लोग
前
ऊपर
学
नहीं
到的
देखते.
要带进这场总决赛呢？
साला गेम के
其实我也不是很
गेम
清楚。
खेलेगा या
昨天
ऊपर
他们
देखेगा तू?
商量战术跟
नहीं,
讨
जब
论
मर
比
गया है
赛
तो
的时候，
ऊपर
我也不小心
देख
睡
रहा
着
है
了。
कि कहाँ पे वार्ड लगा
Actually, I
है.
don't really know when they talked about strategy yesterday. I felt
क्या
asleep.
गेम खेल रहे हो?
अरे डोटा का आज फाइनल है.
Well, it's working for you. So I would say
हम
keep
लोग
sleeping.
देख रहा है.
Congratulations, and we will see you in the
मेरा
grand
देखो,
finals.
फेवरेट टीम
非常恭喜，
versus
然后我们也会在总
वॉरियर का
决
फेवरेट
赛
टीम
见
का
到你。
मैच होगा आज रात को.
Back to you guys.
चाइना से है इसीलिए समझ
Thank you,
गए.
Casey, and thank you, Chalice. Of
तो
course,
चाइना
now has
मतलब
to
क्या?
go get
तू
ready
जहाँ
for
तू
another
सपोर्ट कर
match,
रहा
but
हो,
let's focus on the match that was just played on
टाइप
stage.
का बात.
We talked
अच्छा
a little
लगता
bit
है
about the new
इसीलिए
picks
बोला.
coming out, and then on the other end as
देख,
well, I mean, Evil
जब
Genius
मैं तो
is...
ये मेरा पहला है, ठीक है, तो मैं तो इतना अच्छा नहीं समझता, बट मैं एलजीडी को 2 कारण से सपोर्ट कर रहा था. एक, ये लास्ट उनका घर का मैच जीता वो वाला के लिए, और दूसरा इनका स्पॉन्सर्स. ये साला स्पॉन्सर भी तो कुछ पागल नहीं है ना, कुछ तो देख के स्पॉन्सर के इतना बड़ा पीएसजी का स्पॉन्सर मिला है. वर्ल्ड का मतलब 3rd बेस्ट टीम है PSG LGD सबसे मतलब PSG
seem to adapt.
I mean football team है सबसे अमीर टीम कुछ तो करंट से किया होगा ना
because you have better team fight later on, you're going to be able to control the later parts of the game.
Yeah, March, this is something we talked a lot about in terms of the kind of growing differences in meta between the upper
Fortnite नहीं खेलता खेलना पड़ेगा मुझे 2 का चैलेंज जवाब है क्या हाँ कुछ गिरा है
हाँ कोई क्यूब टाइप आया है जिसमें तू जंप कर सकता है गोली मारेगा तो वो गोली बैग होता है पूरा जंप करके ऐसा सुना है मैंने
पता नहीं और सुना
ये मैं
टोमेटो टेम्पल है
टोमेटो टेम्पल
हाँ नया जगह है
मैं जितना जानता हूँ जो मैंने क्यूब वाला बोला क्यूब वाला इसमें उतरा है अरे जो न्यू वाला मैप आया है रेगिस्तान के बीचों बीच
मैं वीडियो देख रहा था
अरे उसके अंदर बहुत सारे जंप कर सकते सब
On the other hand, where Zed played Enigma, I'm not exactly sure which team he was playing against, but he went like Vanguard, Crimson Guard, Pipe, and
भाई कल जो प्रॉब्लम हुआ वो साला फड़ करके कानों के बीच में
I feel like it's kind of changing back to
मैं Overwatch खेल रहा हूँ
where all players lighting and get a lot of team fights items to where this position 1 and 2 can shine more.
All right, well, Sin, EG, obviously still a great run, although it falls just short of another finals for them. I mean, is this a result that you expected from EG, or is it well above expectations?
I think it's really hard to say, right? They look great toward the end of this tournament. They have an excellent group stage. I think after the group stage, going into the tournament, you say
Southeast Asia. I think Asia.
साउथ एशिया का अलग सर्वर होता है, चाइना का अलग सर्वर होता है. कोई भी बाहर का इंसान चाइना के सर्वर पे नहीं खेल सकता, इतना जान लो.
हाँ जानता हूँ.
अदरवाइज लाइक उसको चाइना क्लाइंट लेना पड़ेगा.
High placements at TI, whether it's
मैं अमेरिकन सर्वर में खेलता हूँ.
पैलाडिन में साउथ ईस्ट
we're so disappointed we didn't get first or second. Like this tournament is
एशिया का भी कुछ भी हो, चाइना का अलग से सर्वर होता है हर एक गेम का.
Obviously there are emotions in the moment, but still nonetheless.
हम भी जो फोर्टनाइट खेलते हैं, हम चाइनीज सर्वर पे नहीं खेलते, हम लोग खेलते हैं.
As machine waits well under the players.
अच्छा डोटा में जो चाइना सर्वर वो तो खेल सकते हो
ना, नहीं ज्वाइन कर सकता तू.
Can you talk to me about what it was like for you going into this series?
No.
I think we felt pretty okay going into the series and played LGD in the group stage.
चाइना में कोई नहीं जा सकते.
We didn't really overthink anything. We just wanted
ये हराम ज़्यादा साला मुझे देखना था ये साला फाइनल पे आए ओची साला नोटेल इसको पेल दे.
But you know they were better today.
You haven't been together for that long.
यहाँ से कोई player है मतलब
of course you don't feel like it right now, but coming top 3 after being together for such a short time is quite an accomplishment.
Yes.
What do you think allowed you to rise and grow as fast as you did?
I think TI8 में ये आएगा, ये Alliance का फिर से टीम आएगा.
Pretty good synergy and chemistry.
TI9 में मैं देखना चाहता हूँ नावी मतलब हमारे डंडे को वो पीठ मत लेके.
हवा मत छोड़ माइक में.
What's the future?
मैंने कुछ नहीं छोड़ा, इसने छोड़ा है.
उसी को बोल रहा हूँ डीसी हो जा भाई.
Take some time.
मेरा काम मैंने ये कल से खेलेंगे फोर्टनाइट.
You've got a lot of fans here in Vancouver. I'm just gonna give you the microphone, and this is your time.
Just
great match.
Thanks to everybody cheering during the matches today and throughout the whole week. You guys really, you know, make us feel very proud and honored to represent whatever country and anything. You know, it really means a lot to us. And also, of course, shout out to LGD for playing such a good game. Good luck to you guys as well. So thanks everybody.
Thank you so much. That applause is definitely yours. Back to the desk.
Thank you, Shiver, and thank you, Fly, for taking the time. So that wraps up Evil Genius's run in that last match as they stood against PSG LGD. Do we now then look at the match in hindsight and say, this is PSG LGD just showing us what they're made of and how ready they are for the grand finals?
मैं तो जब LGD का मैच होगा उसी के साथ मैं पूरा साथ चुप माइक बंद नहीं तो तुझसे मैं गाली खाऊंगा अगर एक दिन यार मैंने LGD का नाम लिया गेम में.
The play style together, drafting for the team, like I think he's the unsung hero for LGD so far.
Yeah, I mean the coaches, that's something that we focused a lot on, right, as we hear about their preparation, hours and hours of mock drafts. Now, obviously, PSG LGD, do you think, Cinderin, that they've had enough time to prepare as they've watched, obviously, OG grow throughout the tournament as well?
Yeah, I think so. And I think I had a conversation the other night about who ended up winning TI from upper and lower bracket, and I think it's about 50-50. So there's no like historically there isn't a clear advantage from coming from the top or the bottom. It really depends which team is just stronger in the given tournament. I would say when you look across the span of this and the entirety of the tournament from start to finish, LGD has looked more consistent. They had a better group stage than OG, but OG just caught that sick momentum in the upper bracket. And now when you get to the final stage, it's these best of fives. Momentum is great, but you need to win 3 games. And I think LGD in this last series, they just looked really, really good, and I would consider them the favorites based on that.
I also agree with Cinder in where I favor LGD more in the grand finals because I feel that they have more of teamwork and their basis is good where they're really fast at adapting. And
there is no gaming skill.
From OG, the games where they played in the upper bracket, so I'm looking forward to the LGD in the grand finals.
All right, so PSG LGD moves on. Of course, unfortunately, a lot of Evil Geniuses fans out here and a lot of fans of those individual players as well. Their story ends right here in that 3rd place, but I mean, let's kind of review their run. We talked about it during that interview with Shiva as well. Hasn't been a full roster for a long time in that formation.
तो भी बाहर के तो आइदर वो उससे काम थे, MTV से लिंक अप थे, बाहर का कोई कम था.
It's for sure it's impressive, but at the end of the day they're still gonna be disappointed they couldn't, you know, go beyond. They do show a lot of like improvements.
There is no skill level नहीं था वहाँ पे कोई. It's like an entertainment purpose था.
I think it's certainly something.
अगर skill level होता तो
so far as a team.
देखो साफ बात है. Like CS:GO, Real Cricket, Tekken and Dota. एक बंदा चारों गेम में अच्छे नहीं होते, एक टीम चारों गेम में अच्छे नहीं हो सकते.
Still performed as individual players.
अलग-अलग करो अच्छा है.
They've always kind of been expected to.
And एक चीज जान लो, जो गेम खेलता है, like CS:GO बोलो, Dota बोलो, कुछ भी like Clash of Clans बोलो, Clash of Royale खेलो. सिर्फ उसी का टूर्नामेंट करो, दूसरे गेम को ना ऐड करो. इंडियन ESL में भी वही प्रॉब्लम है कि उन लोगों ने Clash of Royale, CS:GO and all of this को ऐड किया जो बहुत ही, you know, I think this is a like garbage thing. The Dota players like CS:GO.
I mean, it's funny that
Who cares? कोई नहीं केयर करता. Dota player CS:GO को केयर नहीं करता, CS:GO player Dota player को केयर नहीं करता.
दोनों ही दोनों को बोलते क्या बकवास गेम है.
एक
बोलते समझ में नहीं आता, एक बोलते एम ही नहीं कर पाएंगे.
No point of view, like you know, दो गेम को एक ही टूर्नामेंट में लाना is like बेकार. हाँ, दूसरे टाइम करो. ESL CS:GO टूर्नामेंट, yeah, okay. CS:GO Dota टूर्नामेंट.
मैंने एक बार CS:GO खेला. ठीक है, मैं बोला मतलब मेरे तो बस का नहीं है, छोड़ दे. और एक बंदा एक टीम करता है, उनको उसको जाके बोला कि डोटा मैच देख. उसने बोला डोटा मैच मैं देखूंगा, वो ठीक है, समझ में भी आएगा, बट क्या कौन सा क्या टीम कैसे आइटम है वो समझ में आने. और उससे बड़ा बात वो छोटा प्लेयर्स होते हैं तो वो बोलते हैं उतना अच्छा नहीं लगता.
That's a big problem. Like, for an entertainment purpose, इंडिया में सब कुछ होता है. Like ESL बोलो, जो भी टूर्नामेंट बोलो, अभी तक उस लेवल का कोई टूर्नामेंट नहीं हुआ.
And of course, right now all attention is on PSG LGD. They just won that match 2-0, not allowing EG to put up much of a fight. They're going up against OG, obviously a heated match between the two teams. Higher in the tournament. This rematch, do you think it's still going to be pretty even, Sin?
इंडिया का नंबर 1 प्लेयर है स्विफ्टी.
कितना लोग खेलते हैं?
बहुत लोग.
अच्छा, इंडिया का नंबर 1 है ना स्विफ्टी, तू बोल रहा है? आज तक तो मैंने साइबर में उसको नहीं देखा,
क्योंकि उसको मालूम है चूतिया पर जाके मेरे को कोई फायदा नहीं है.
यही है टैलेंट. वो इंडिया का नंबर 1 प्लेयर है. अगर औकात है यूज कर लो. ESL में तो आई थिंक खेलता है वो.
ESL पे खेलता है, स्विफ्टी है, लाइक ब्लिज़र्ड है, अपना निक भी है.
स्विफ्टी को बाहर कोई एक टीम से ऑफर आया था, मैंने सुना था.
अपना निक भी है और वो भी है. चैट में आता था निक.
These two teams was one of the most exciting ones that we've seen at this TI so far, and there's definitely a lot of expectations from fans on both sides to really look forward. Right now, of course, tons of fans are in the arena for PSG LGD and Evil Geniuses, and Slacks is out there with some of them to take their take on the last match.
Hey Chobra, how you doing, buddy? Everybody is coming back from the arena right now to see this grand final game. Sir,
What are you hoping to see in the grand final?
Top C. मेरे friend list में.
We're getting a lot of that here today. Gentlemen, what's your name?
My name's Brandon.
Brandon, how are we feeling for the grand final, sir?
I'm feeling pretty good. I'm going for OG. I think they're going to win. They better win.
They better win. What does that mean?
I don't know.
It's kind of threatening, bro. Did you guys, anybody have OG or LGD in their compendium? Anybody making some big boy money? Okay.
एक टीम डेडिकेटेड टीम बनाने के लिए बहुत स्पॉन्सर बहुत कुछ चाहिए होगा. यही तो प्रॉब्लम है.
These guys don't care about compendium points anymore.
हाँ? अगर मान ले मैं एक डेडिकेटेड टीम बनाऊंगा मेरे साथ लोग क्यों खेलेंगे?
पैसा तो देना पड़ेगा ना.
अगर मैं एक साल के लिए उनको खरीदता हूँ अगर मैं एक साल के लिए उनको खरीदता हूँ तो मेरे साथ खेलेंगे.
हाँ तो स्पॉन्सर चाहिए ना तुझे. स्पॉन्सर भी तो देते हैं लाइक LGD, PSG कितना पैसा दे रहे ना.
Chobra, I'm sorry. I think the times for interviews are over. People just want to see some Dota. Am I right? This is all we got for you, buddy.
Thank you, Slacks. I mean, fans of both sides, the OG fans trying to strike back against the PSG LGD fans. Well, it's good to see that everyone's
कैसे
really
होगा?
excited.
Last year, I think esports में CS:GO पे ऐड करना चाहते थे E-Olympics, sorry, and E-Olympic में CS:GO ऐड नहीं हुआ क्योंकि उसमें blood है.
Was spectacular.
I hope we get to see a lot of different heroes. We saw the Wraith King
support वो virtual game है इतना तो भाई साला movie में blood दिखा सकते हो.
So that's why E-Olympic में ऐड नहीं हो पाया. And like wow, what a garbage thing. Like people बोले तो E-Olympic में खिलाओ मारियो लोगों को.
वैसे एक ही चीज बोलना चाहता हूँ. साला movie में दिखाते हो तुम लोग. असली जिंदगी में blood नहीं देखते कोई. इतना तो दिन खराब नहीं जाता.
And उससे भी ज़्यादा problem था CS:GO में the terrorist. Like वो यूज नहीं कर सकते हैं मैं बॉम्ब like terrorism promote होगा.
पागल
तो garbage thing.
Gentlemen, let's focus on OG a little
Fortnite
bit.
पे एक टाइम पे लाल हो जाते थे. Fortnite पे एक टाइम पे स्क्रीन रेड हो जाता था हिट करने पे and that's a blood thing. तो उसको भी उन लोगों को हटाना पड़ा. Twitch पे भी स्ट्रीम देखेगा किसी का उसका भी देखेगा मैक्सिमम like PUBG में like उसका blood either green और like any color का होता है. रेड कलर का नहीं रख सकते वो लोग भी.
नहीं बस ये टेररिस्ट वाला जो बोला है ना उसके पीछे एक ही चीज अगर साला इफेक्ट होता है ना
between like
ना गेम देख के भी होगा नहीं गेम नहीं देखेगा तो भी
होता है. They just enjoy every game, and when you have that kind of mentality that you're just in there and you're in the zone and everything is fantastic, the communication is just on point.
देखो यार like अगर you know वॉरियर अगर सही से कमा लिया बना सकता है तो अलग बात है.
Of a pressure on LGD in a sense
सही से वॉरियर को पैसा दो स्ट्रीमर बड़ा बनाओ और वो एक टीम बनाएगा वो आपके ऊपर डिपेंड.
ज़्यादा नहीं 1 लाख सब्स आ गया अगर डोटा के ऊपर आता था. कहता हम लाइक डोटा छोड़ चुका हूँ तो अभी दूसरा टीम तो इस टीम में शायद हो सकता है.
Fortnite
या टीम बनाने का सोच रहा हूँ.
ठीक है बट उतना डोटा की तरह इतना होता है क्या? बताना डोटा
हर हफ्ते 5 लाख डॉलर के लिए कंपटीशन होता है फोर्टनाइट पे
हर हफ्ते.
यस.
On the main stage, Group B winners BGJ Storm were ready. They drew first blood and kept on rolling. But right in the play of the newly returned Anna, OG weathered the unrelenting pressure. And a sudden reversal, they obliterated BGJ Storm to take game 1.
They should get themselves some of these objectives. There's no buyback on 3 of these heroes. OG streaming forward on it and take away the barracks. OG lead by a game to 0.
Game 2 began in OG's favor, and with another big showing from Anna, they held that momentum, taking the game in a 2-0 series.
They turn on Lorenzo, get the bash, find the kill, MSS also in trouble.
कुछ रेट आई थिंक ऐसा कुछ रियल रेट टाइमिंग कुछ ऐसा कुछ हाँ देख रहा था ऐसा कुछ डेवलप किया उन्होंने.
Next up, it was a grudge match versus Evil Geniuses. This series started with a bang by Thompson's Invoker.
Thompson goes forward for now. Jarek jumps forward. The Fisher, the cold snap, the Spirit Vessel. He just does so much. Thompson.
हाँ 8 GB का प्राइस है 80,000.
Also looked like OGs to win as they opened the lead with an aggressive lineup. But EG showed classic TI resilience to spoil the sweep.
11 GB का है. उसका दाम है 1,09,000.
We have a series in our hands, tied 1-1 between these two teams.
Asus ने भी निकाला है, Invo 3D ने भी निकाला. ये Invo 3D बहुत मैं सुना है नाम इसका कुछ.
EG tried to smash OG's defenses, which bent but did not break.
OG now feel like they can maybe try and take this fight for some.
DDR6 मतलब मदरबोर्ड में कुछ चेंजेस आएंगे क्या? हाँ. DDR6 मतलब मदरबोर्ड में चेंजेस आएंगे.
Clutch buyback hunt wiped out the enemy and earned OG a spot in the upper bracket finals.
OG
ended the series 2-1.
There, OG took on PSG LGD with a spot in the grand final at stake. OG and Thompson erased PSG LGD.
यहाँ पे बहुत ही गंदा वाला ये OG का टॉप्सन ने जो ये किल लिया था ना जंगल के अंदर हम करके ये वाला बहुत ही ओपी था मतलब वो जब निकल गया ना वहाँ पे वो मतलब क्या खुश हो गया वहाँ से कि मैं निकल
गया. सबसे बुरी बात है उनके पास लिमिटेड ड्राफ्ट है. बहुत ही गंदी बात है.
लिमिटेड ड्राफ्ट है बट एलजीडी का सबसे गंदा जो चीज है वो हर मैच में दिखा गया. एलजीडी का सबसे ज्यादा वीकनेस है वो लोग मारते तो ज्यादा है बट इतना पुश कर लेते कि उनका लिमिट के बाहर चले जाते. इसके लिए ना साला ये जो जंप कर रहे थे ये वाला लास्ट मैच जीता ओजी ने ये फुल्ली एलजीडी का रुक जाना चाहिए. देख रहे अच्छे कर आ रहा है कोई जरूरत ही नहीं था. बेकार में जीत गए एकदम. जीता हुआ मैच आज भी हो जाता. आज भी इविल जीनियस जीत जाते.
Massive underdogs at the start of the tournament, OG had crushed all the favorites, riding high on their way to the grand final.
OG के पास सबसे बड़ा एडवांटेज है उनके पास उनका कोच बैठा है इन गेम में.
as they now await the grand finals against PSG LGD.
OG का कोच बैड है. सी
there's so much we can say about
कोच था OG का पहले.
Yeah, the improvements as well, like the
fly and like सब निकल गए तो रेजोल्यूशन भी था तो रेजोल्यूशन निकल गया तो वो आया एंड लाइक बाकी लोग फ्लाई निकल गए तो नोटेल सपोर्ट में से चला गया एंड वो ऑफलाइन में चला गया. आना को दोबारा बुलाया गया एंड टॉपसन को लाया गया. टॉपसन इज लाइक वन ऑफ द बेस्ट प्लेयर फर्स्ट टाइम इन अ टीआई.
You know, we look at the matches and we say, well, it looks like they should be broken down at this point, and then they come back and not just stronger, but perhaps a little more lighthearted and able to take the match in stride, March.
I've seen an interview where Notail said like Thompson was one of the ones saying like don't worry, we can win lane game when he was playing Arc Warden, and he's the first time TI player here, and then he's doing that for this like experienced players. Maybe he's like going to play well.
Hello. Yeah, I mean Thompson, of course, the spotlight here for OG. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have a chance to hear from some other great minds.
Yeah, सुन रहे.
As Shiva awaits with Puppy and Yapsor.
Yes, thank you very much, Trova. Indeed, here with Puppy and Yapsor. Yes, thank you. And we're gonna use the whole panel area for this one because we got Machine and BSJ on the other side as well that we're gonna rope in at some point. First, welcome to the.
मेरा आवाज क्यों नहीं आ रहा क्योंकि उस दिन तूने बंद किया था मुझे.
So it's gonna be OG LGD, and I would just want to hear from you guys first. What you think about this grand final, Yapsor?
I personally think the team that gets Airshaker will win.
ये चला गया क्या? बैठा है.
Pretty much. Like right now, FY and Jarex are two of the most incredible.
थोड़ी देर पहले कौन बात कर रहा था?
मैं ही बात कर रहा था.
तू नहीं कोई और भी कोई बात कर रहा है. सैमिस क्यों था? हैं? सैम था. कौन था? सैम फोर्टनाइट. हेलो.
फोर्टनाइट का एक दोस्त था सैम वो बात कर रहा था.
वॉरियर का आवाज फिर से नहीं आ रहा है मेरे को।
वॉरियर का आवाज फिर से नहीं आ रहा है, कर्नल बोल रहा है वॉरियर।
मुझे सुनाई दे रहा है उसका।
तो मैं कैसे समझूंगा कि वो तुझे सुनाई दे रहा है बट उसे सुनाई नहीं दे रहा है?
उसका वो पता नहीं, शायद मेरा वॉल्यूम 0 कर दिया।
अबे तू कर्नल, तूने उसका वॉल्यूम 0 कर दिया क्या? थोड़ा सा बड़ा
बोल।
हाँ बोल रहा हूँ। आ रहा है?
सुनाई दे रहा है? सुनाई दे रहा है उसको? आ रहा है, ओके
आ रहा है।
0-0 कुछ नहीं किया मैंने।
तो क्या हुआ था?
अरे वॉरियर वो एक प्रेडिक्शन और है, उसको भी चालू करके लगा दे।
हाँ हाँ। ओजी के ऊपर पूरा। अरे रूबिक जीत गया।
बिजनेस के ऊपर लगा कि हम लोगों ने गलती कर।
मैं तो मतलब गेम स्टार्ट होऊंगा, मैं माइक बंद करके बैठा रहूंगा। एक बार भी एलजीडी का नाम दिया, ये निकाल देगा मुझे एकदम, डायरेक्ट बैन कर देगा कुछ।
Tingling. It's so ridiculous. He's earned over $3,000 in his professional career. He's sitting there streaming. Puppy, I think you know Thompson, right?
Yeah. साला तेरी वजह से मैं अपना 500 का टोकन हार गया।
मैंने 250 का टोकन हराया, मैंने खुद ने भी लगाया था मैंने।
हाँ तो मैंने 500 नॉर्मल।
रुक सिर्फ मेरी वजह से, और कोई गंदा नहीं खेला, सिर्फ मैंने।
हाँ वो क्या बोलते हैं, और कौन था अपना पास?
मैं पहला तो मेरा पोजीशन था सपोर्ट। मेरा पहला तो पोजीशन था सपोर्ट, तूने एकदम मेरे ऊपर थोप दिया। पहला वाला मैच भी गलत खेला मैंने जकीरो का।
अपने पास क्या है, लास्ट गेम में अपने पास टनर नहीं था, ठीक है? एक अगर स्टनर रहता ना,
जकीरो या फिर अच्छा न्यू हीरो अच्छा हाँ,
उसमें अपने पास एक स्टनर होता तो फाड़ देते सबकी, लाइक सैंडी या फिर
उनके पास स्टनर था, 2 स्टनर था ना।
हाँ
2
तो
था
अपने पास एक भी स्टनर नहीं था, तो इसकी वजह से वो लास्ट वाला गेम हम लोग हार गए।
अरे तुझे एक टाइम में तो तुझे पकड़ने के लिए 2 स्टन पड़े। वो साला नेक्रो का अल्टी मारा, उस साइड से एक ये मारा अल्टी मारा, उसका फर्स्ट किल मार के तुझे मारा।
लास्ट फर्स्ट मैच में ब्रूड मदर कौन था बे?
ये छोड़ दे, नाम नहीं बताऊंगा मैं, बहुत ही ओपी प्लेयर है, गाली वाली दे रहा था।
कौन था कर्नल?
गलती से पिक किया यार,
गलती से पिक
किया। मुझे वॉरियर, मैं जब ब्रूड मदर लिया था ना, उसको उस गेम में मेरे को अपने हिसाब से आइटम बनाना चाहिए था, तेरा बात नहीं सुनना चाहिए।
नहीं बट वो बहुत ही अच्छा।
फर्स्ट गेम का ब्रूड मदर का आइटम गलत था, सेकंड गेम में वो आइटम सही था।
सेकंड गेम में मेरे को वही साइलेंट ही बनाना चाहिए था, क्योंकि पीए के ऊपर साइलेंट नूलीफायर ये सब बनाया मैंने बाद में, लेकिन लेट हो गया इसके लिए।
तेरा जैसे पहले लैग हो रहा था ना, लैग हो रहा था, मेरा मिड गेम में लैग होना शुरू किया, मैंने 2-3 बार रिकनेक्ट डिस्कनेक्ट किया, उसके बाद
मेरा पहले लैग नहीं, मेरा पूरा गेम में ही लैग हुआ।
तेरा कितना पिंच आ रहा था?
तुम लोगों का आइटमाइजेशन
मेरा कभी-कभी 750 से ऊपर जा रहा था।
मेरा नेक्स्ट मतलब लास्ट मतलब जब रिकनेक्ट डिस्कनेक्ट कर रहा था तभी 250 से 300 आ रहा था मेरा।
मेरा कांस्टेंट नहीं आ रहा था, कभी-कभी जा रहा था।
नहीं मेरा एकदम कांस्टेंट 250 से 300 था, पता नहीं क्या प्रॉब्लम था।
कर्नल जैसे खेलता है ब्रूड मदर, वो लाइक सोलो प्ले है, कर्नल सोलो प्ले खेलता है।
नहीं एक जगह पे मतलब कर्नल का कोई हेल्दी नहीं था, उसने अल्टी ऑन करके जो पीटा।
ब्रूड मदर सोलो गेम प्ले है, सोलो के लिए सही है, लाइक अकेला पुश कर देगा, टावर ले पाएगा।
मैंने 10 मिनट में उनका TI2 तक ले लिया 10 मिनट में। मैं जब ब्रूड मदर खेलता हूँ, मेरा एक ही रिक्वेस्ट है, भाई तुम दूसरे लेन मत छोड़ो, जो भी है जो भी खेल रहा है दूसरे लेन में खेलो,
तेरे साथ कोई नहीं आएगा।
कर्नल का आवाज बंद क्यों हो गया?
पूरा खत्म करके चलाऊंगा।
हाँ बे, तो उसी का फायदा अगर सामने वाले थोड़े से भी ये करेंगे ना, तेरे ऊपर गैंग कर देंगे। कर्नल का साउंड नहीं आया। Again, something wrong with the internet today might be. बैकग्राउंड में स्टीम बंद हो गया। ओके दोबारा ऑफलाइन चला गया। या इससे वही प्रॉब्लम कर्नल। Look at this is offline. Something wrong happening with my internet today. नेट नहीं गया, इंटरनेट का वो प्रॉब्लम लास्ट टाइम जो हुआ था ना, थोड़ी देर पहले वही हुआ है.
Players that are just very capable.
I think mistakes make watching Dota fun when players make mistakes.
But what I find so interesting about that is this is a team you've just said made one mistake in a series. This is a team you've just said made one mistake in a series versus Virtus Pro, and yet they don't really know who the captain is. Like you know, that's twice we've seen them say, "Oh yeah, I don't really know who the captain is." Oh yeah, he's a captain because he has the crown, but he doesn't really talk much. We take it in turns. That baffles me. I always feel like a hierarchy in a competitive environment makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like their strategies are just. Kyle said it's like painting a picture.
Something wrong with the internet today so badly.
Like that last draft I use as an example, they first pick the Spectre, and you think, what beats Spectre? And you're like, okay, we're going to pick a hero that farms faster than her, and then we just have to make sure we can survive Haunt. So they pick Kunkka Boat for the sustain, Wraith King, they have Warlock, and it's just like, you see this, and not only is like the whole game plan constructed that, like, it's easy to see after, but they're doing it during. And then all these players also understand that. So even if you don't have a distinguished captain or like somebody who is on the hierarchy, if everyone's on the same page, it just doesn't matter. Like, it explains why they're not making mistakes when their strategies are so like thoroughly thought out.
Yeah. Have you put much thought into that, Puppy? As in, like, I mean, you've always kind of played in teams with a clear leadership.
I think there's always dominance in a team, regardless. Yeah. If I would have to choose somebody from LGD and tell him like this guy's the main guy, it's maybe. And he just gives that power, in my opinion, from his plays, the way he goes, does things, and you know, he looks the dominant LGD player, and everybody else kind of starts, you know, coming in with their pitching ideas and stuff. There's still something that is hierarchy.
It's like a democracy almost. I think this has been a lot of fun. I've been told to go ahead and give it back to the main man on the panel. So thank you so much.
And then log out करके log in कर.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you to everyone who joined us. It was great to listen to you guys on either side, kind of giving your opinions back and forth. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting ready for the grand final. But in the meantime, we had some people here on the panel, but Casey's out there with some fans to hear their
OG win. Let's go, OG! I'm disappointed that EG is out, but I'm rooting for LGD now.
Oh, LGD! What about you guys? What? Who are you rooting for? I think I know the answer. Go ahead.
LGD!
All right, let's just get a quick poll. How many people here in the bowl want LGD to take the whole thing? And how many people for OG?
पता नहीं क्या हो रहा है.
Do you guys think it's going to go to 5 games?
I hope it does.
More Dota.
More Dota. Everyone here wants to see a 3-2 series. Yeah. Just like TI3.
Just
TI3. Yeah, 3-2. Nothing's more exciting than a 3-2 series.
Start a 3-2 chant with me.
3-2. 3-2. 3-2. 3-2. 3-2. 3-2. 3-2. 3-2.
I think he'll keep chanting that throughout the whole series if we let him.
My voice is going to die if I try that.
Back to you guys. Chobra, this is going to get nuts. We haven't even started the grand final yet. People are already hyped.
So excited. We hope to hear more of that 3-2 chant. I think that's one thing that fans on either side can get behind, just watching more great Dota. Let's talk about PSG LGD a bit, right? They just came off of that win, and I think it's interesting what Puppy mentioned is that as the players were reviewing it, PSG LGD, one mistake in 2 games, and that is scary.
Yeah, that's... I don't remember the exact series, but it sounds like the LGD that I've watched in some of their games where as they point out, and I think that's something that's important for fans to understand when it comes to this, is that the players make mistakes in every game. There's always mistakes. That's what makes the games. That's what makes it exciting. But the big mistakes that you want to avoid are the really big strategic moves where you walk up a bad high ground, you get team wiped, or you contest a Roshan that you can't do, or you go for big team fights when you have 2 ultimates on cooldown or something. You miss a spell here or there, it happens to everybody. But the big decisions, those are the ones that win games, and LGD are almost always on point. They had a mistake against OG yesterday, however, in Game 3, because that last third game that they did end up losing, maybe a bit
Discord is not even opening.
For the Ancient in that situation, so it can even get the better
Twitch is not opening
when the game is tough enough.
I mean, you can call that a mistake, but it's like ultra late game. You're trying to win the game, you know. You're trying to do something that changes the face of the game. So I kind of feel like it's not that fair to call it a mistake. I would say they're just trying to win the game, and they didn't calculate something. In the end of the day, a buyback or anything, it's not everything is under your control.
It's not an easy decision to make.
Yeah.
But when you do see it's easy to be kept in hindsight, right? There's a core in the enemy team without buyback. Maybe you can go for megas instead of trying to end the game. You know, you never know what could have happened. But
all right, well, thank you for those. Something to look forward to, I think, for LGD. Do they continue on this clean streak? Well, let's take a look back at how they've actually gotten here as they await the grand finals.
PSG LGD arrived at the International on the strength of a top 3 finish in the Dota Pro circuit. They found little trouble in their group stage.
Could it be a triple rampage? Yes! A triple rampage for Army!
You gotta be kidding me. Taking games off each team, except for a 0-2 set against Evil Geniuses to finish 11-5. Third in Group A and good for the upper bracket. On the main stage, their first opponent would be DPC standouts Virtus Pro, whose success in the world's biggest tournaments made them
totally turn up this thing, fucking Discord.
Here as well. There's no rotations coming.
Oh, good gust there, but might be in a little bit of trouble now as they chase him down further. The toss forward, they throw out the tree, every dang thing, but now there's another black hole. They're slowly going forward for more, and LGD are willingly walking into them.
But despite dropping into an early hole, Somnus and PSG LGD stood firm.
The only heroes alive are the Enigma and the Bane, and they're calling for the Tier 4 towers.
Stunning Virtus Pro in Game 1 and making a sudden push for the throne. In Game 2, they maintained the momentum.
This thing is like lagging.
But in the upper bracket final, PSG LGD ran headlong into Upstart's OG.
Chasing up to Anna, but with a call down and the flag cannon, Softness cannot repel firepower of that magnitude.
Any good streamer जिसका lag नहीं हो रहा है.
Individual performances from Somnus, FY, and Ame. PSG LGD fell just short in a 3-game series, dropping the set 1-2 and falling from the upper bracket.
LGD has nothing left. OG have done it. And Anna with a call down and the flag cannon, Softness cannot repel firepower of that magnitude.
Despite spectacular individual performances from Somnus, FY, and Ame, PSG LGD
मेरा Discord ही नहीं खुल रहा है बहनचोद.
Series, dropping the set 1-2 and falling from the upper bracket.
LGD has nothing left. OG have done it. It goes the distance. It goes to 3.
But that wouldn't be the end of their story. Facing a determined EG squad in the lower bracket finals, PSG LGD would not be denied.
This is looking like it's going to be it as Sumail, last one alive for the team, dead again. And GG LGD are moving on to the grand finals.
PSG LGD making it back for the grand finals. A great run. And of course, I mean, both these teams, they've met each other a couple times in TI so far, once in the groups and then in that upper bracket as well. I mean, Winter, PSG LGD took down both VP and Team Liquid. I mean, that alone is a great feat for them in the upper bracket.
Definitely. That alone is something that most teams would have dreamed of, like playing the 2 strongest teams in the DPC season and beating them 2-0 straight. And yeah, they're gonna be in like really good form right now, and I just can't wait to see the game start.
Yeah, well, the players are getting ready, but what are they fighting for? In fact, it is the Aegis, and I believe Slacks is right by it right now.
Hello, Chobra. I'm over here by the Aegis with some fans of these different teams. Now this is what don't touch that! This is what everybody is looking for right here. The big glory, the most amazing thing in Dota, the symbol of the champions. And we got some fans here that are supporting these teams. So, OG fan, right?